Hello friends, this is Chetan and this is part second of our video series in which we are going to discuss about first normal form. In our last video we discussed about introduction of DB normalization and what are disadvantages if we don't normalize our tables, columns and relations. So we discussed about uh, the major disadvantages were the totally denormalized database causes the data redundancy. It is non-searchable. It had insert, update, and delete anomalies. It has data inconsistency, integrity issues, and evaluation of a totally denormalized database is very difficult. That means if you have an application which is depending upon that database and if you want to introduce a new functionality, then it will be more difficult in comparison to a normalized database. And since our totally normalized database is unmanageable, we have to write additional code to compensate schema disadvantages. And finally we have performance issue also, since we have additional code and we don't have a proper schema, so we'll have performance issues also. So these all things were discussed in last video. So if you haven't watched last video till now, I recommend please go and watch last video also, so that you can understand the basic concept of database normalization and what are disadvantages of denormalized database. So this is our table which we are taking as an example of for sake of explaining the database normalization. As you can see, this table represent employee. This table is a collection of employee records. One row represent one employee. For example, row 1 has an employee name as Adam, as his age is 32, and an employee can belong to multiple departments and a department will have a manager. So here this Adam as belong to employee IT and culture, and depending on the department he has two managers. One is manager ID 5 and one is manager ID 1. And he has a employee can have a address record also. Here we have three columns for address record. We have zip, we have city, and we have state. So first thing is that our first normal form database should have atomic columns. For example, here name column has three column combined, that is first name, second name, first name, middle name, and last name. So our first normal form database should have atomic columns. Other thing you can see is department column is also not atomic. It has comma separated value of department. Manager ID column is also not atomic. It has comma separated columns of manager ID, right? Other thing is we shouldn't have repeatable column groups. We should have non-repeatable column groups. For example, someone can think of keeping a department 1 and department 2 in place of department looking at the current records. And similarly he can think of keeping manager ID 1 and manager ID 2 column in place of manager ID column current looking at current record. But uh, for first normal form this is not advisable uh, for obvious reason. First one is like the number of department and number of manager is not constant. For example, another employee can be added which can have three columns, three departments. Similarly we can have 4, 5, 6, any number of departments. So this schema is not advisable in first normal form. The second thing is this kind of schema is very difficult to manage in our application. So for it is difficult to maintain in our application. So non-repeatable group is required for first normal form. Third thing is we should be able to identify each row through a primary key. Primary key is a key which will define a row uniquely. So we should be able to identify each row through a primary key in our first normal form database. So here is a database which we transform from the employee table. Here is a first normal form employee table which is transformed from denormalized database, denormalized employee table. So here you can see in place of a name column we have three column: first name, middle name and last name. And we have only one department per row for a record, and we have one manager per row for a record, right? So in place of here you can see name is, we have first name, last name and middle name in place of name column. And here you can see department, we don't have comma separated value in first normal form database. So in place of comma separated value, we have kept employee record with a same department in one row, and another employee record with another department with another row. So here you can see id and a department uniquely defines a row, right? uh, if I keep only id as a primary key, then it will be difficult to, it will be not possible to define a row through id. It's only because here itself you can see that id one is there with two rows. So in place of only id, I'll take id plus department as a primary key that will define a record uniquely. So this denormalized database, denormalized employee is now transformed to a normalized employee table. So advantages of this first normal form is over denormalized table or denormalized databases, like it is more searchable. If you want to search an employee having first name as Adam, it will be very easy in this employee, in this first normal form database. It is very difficult to in this denormalized database. If we want to find a record of all the employee which are there in culture department, it will be it will be a complicated query. In denormalized database, it will be very easy query in this employee first normal form database, right? So it is more searchable, right? You have to for denormalized database, you have to write additional code, you have to increase complexity of your queries or of your code to search a database, to search a column. However, in first normal form database, searching capabilities are increased drastically, right? Another thing is maintainability, right? If you want to build application on denormalized database, you have to write additional code, you have to maintain additional code, right? And in first normal form database, maintainability issue was not there. So these are two advantages of a first normal form database. However, we, as you can see, we have a disadvantage also. Data redundancies increase in first normal form in comparison to denormalized database. So this disadvantages will take care in second normal form, right? In second normal form, this advantage will be eliminated. So this was all about first normal form, and hope you like the video. And please, if you have any question, please leave a comment in our video. Please hit like button if you like the video, and please subscribe to our video, our channel, if you want to get a regular notification. And for subscribing, you have red button below bottom right of video. So please hit that button, please subscribe to our channel, and this will motivate us. And thanks for watching. Cheers and bye.